Hello friends, and welcome back. Today on Strange, we will be asking the question, are there still Tradwives on Tumblr? This question occurred to me a couple of months ago when Tumblr Blaze came out, / when I made a video about Tumblr Blaze. If you didn't watch that one, Tumblr Blaze is kind of like a sponsored post feature that Tumblr introduced, but maximized for chaos. And people actually really liked the concept of Tumblr Blaze as a way to support the platform. Within the first week that it came out, there was a few blazed posts, so like sponsored posts to reach a larger audience, which seemed to indicate that there was like a Catholic tradwifey side of Tumblr that wanted to use this feature to preach their beliefs. The incoming Tumblr versus tradwife Catholics war was a meme for like 3 days, but it left me wondering, is there actually a significant tradwife population left on Tumblr? Because there used to be one. I definitely remember there used to be one back in the days when Tumblr was home to any manner of freak you could possibly imagine. Nowadays, most of the variety of freaks have jumped ship and left it mainly populated by the variety of freak that is mid to late 20s with a super hulock past, probably only still on there because they have Stockholm Syndrome kind of crowd. That's my impression of kind of what remains of the Tumblr user base. So today we will be beep booping on the computer, old Tumblr deep dive style. We're asking ourselves the question, where are the Tradwives? Can I find them? Have they made some weird posts? I would love to show you some weird posts. But first things first, there's some new merch. I saw this fan art that somebody did of me and Bingus, and I liked it so much that I bought it from them, and I put it on some items. And now you can own those items. The t-shirts and sweaters are not those usual, like, scratchy Gildan shirts that merch is usually printed on. The quality is very soft and comfy, and I love wearing them. And you can still get all of the old designs, too, if you like those. I got the classic Strange ÆONS painting. I got the Girl Gruel metal font one. Listen, okay, I plug my merch like once a year. You want some items, you want items, you want some fucking items, you want to support the channel a little bit maybe. Everything is available on represent.com, that link will be in the description. I also have to give a quick shout out to this video sponsor, Audible. I personally listen to a lot of audiobooks. It's a really convenient way to help fit the books that you love, your interests, your wellness, into a chaotic life. I love to multitask while I listen to audiobooks. They're also really good if you're commuting or doing some boring chores and you want to keep your brain entertained. And Audible offers an incredible selection across every genre. Whatever it is that you're into, they're gonna have something for you. For me, it's a lot of queer science fiction and fantasy. I recently listened to She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Chan. It is so excellent. If you want to listen to it, you can get it for free when you sign up to Audible, or like, don't listen to my very good recommendation. You can get any other audiobook you want, and you'll continue to get another free audiobook every single month that you have your Audible membership, and even if you end up canceling down the line, those books will be yours to keep forever. All Audible members now have access to a growing selection of titles, all inclusive within the membership. That includes all kinds of audiobooks, podcasts, Audible originals, guided fitness and meditation programs, sleep tracks, and more titles are being added every single month. New members can try Audible for free for 30 days, so head on over to audible.com/strangeeons or text strangeeons to 500 to check that out. And now back to our regularly scheduled content. Hashtag traditional gender roles. So I've decided to start out by searching some of the tags that are on the post, the Tumblr Blaze posts that blew up that I was talking about. We'll start with the tags that are on those, and we'll see where we go. The tag traditional gender roles. Oh my god, I'm having girl-defined flashbacks. It has 2,000 followers, which is quite decent. I pray to become a respectful, submissive, and joyful wife with a gentle, peaceful, and quiet spirit that does not give way to fear. Just scrolling through, it's a lot of cottagecore aesthetic. A lot of 1950s housewife kind of aesthetic. Tumblr is a place for celebrating aesthetics, so that's not a surprise. The Feminine Appearance series and other updates. Happy Friday, my lovely friends. August starts in a few days, and I absolutely can't wait to start another month with you all. For August, I want to start doing my first post series centered around the feminine appearance. I'll be posting every Wednesday focusing on topics like modesty in a bit more detail, healthy hair, skin, nails, and makeup, a proper diet, the details in your appearance that you might miss from day to day. Oh great! I am going to make you so much more insecure. I cannot wait for this Tumblr Tradwife blog to tell me that I have gross, scrangly hair and chewed nails. I need to be more of a traditional, feminine, beautiful woman. Journey to biblical womanhood. Oh god, the girl-defined flashbacks. The girl-defined flashbacks. If you told me about a year ago that this was the path I would be willingly choosing, I would probably think you were insane. I've never been one for traditionalism. I always grew up imagining myself becoming a badass babe, a girl boss of some sort, or some sort of other cringy label that reflected how successful I was going to become. I grew up in a home that advocated and pressured me to go to to college, become a doctor. I went to college, I got 2 degrees, I moved away from home to get my master's and work full time. Did I feel fulfilled, content, happy, satisfied? No. So instead now she writes long-ass Tumblr posts about the feminine appearance. Modern society wants us to forget the natural place and role of a woman. I live to make him happy. Girl, why though? Little chicken. Oh, I like chicken. Do you want to see my chicken? Do you want to see my chicken? Do you want to see? Baby. Chicken. Hi, chickens. You're my little chicken. You're my little cottagecore chicken. Hi. Some women are logging their cooking, their weekly menus. Oh, girl. Oh, girl, your poor husband. I mean, okay, the tomato soup and toasted bread is obviously, that's a classic, but the rest, oh girl, what is this? What is this? Pregnancy core. I feel like I'm hallucinating. Like, is this Tumblr? Are you telling me I'm looking at this? You're telling me I'm looking at Tumblr right now, and I haven't just stumbled onto a wrong side of Instagram or Pinterest. Lord. Today's bread. Oh, this is how dare you. How dare you get me with the cute little cottagecore breads. Yeah, I want a fucking fresh bread. I don't want your gender roles, I just want your fresh bread, god damn it. We don't have to understand our husband's decisions. We trust, we obey, and that's enough. Oh god, who is making these memes? This looks terrible. This lady looks like a slightly better cook than the other one. Or maybe she just takes better pictures. These are really good pictures. Okay, yeah, I need this Tradwives cooking. Oh my god, baby appreciation post. I hate this. Every type of baby is good, baby. That's not true. Only my baby. Only my baby. This is the only baby I want. This is my baby? Do they have hairless babies? Oh, babies with no hair. Babies with no hair. Hi, babies. 25 ways to show respect to your husband. Give him your undivided attention. Don't interrupt. Emphasize his good points. Pray for him. Don't nag. Be thankful. Smile at him. Resist the urge to correct. If your man is stupid, it's your job to validate him. This is the worst relationship advice I've ever heard. This blog essentially makes surreal memes by accident. Welcome to my Tumblr, spelled with an E. These are not old blogs that I'm dredging up, by the way. Like, this is all current stuff. Welcome to my Tumblr. I'm glad you are here. First, I want to say that everyone is welcome here despite their gender identity, sexual orientation, or the color of their skin or their faith. This site is about my personal journey as a grown-up, sane, and heterosexual woman, yep, there it is, to be a submissive wife to my beloved husband. It is about traditional gender roles, homemaking, submission, obedience, and fellowship. Everything I'm talking about on this page, everything I will share, is a reflection of my own personal opinion and does not apply to women in general. If you feel offended or triggered by any of these topics, this site is not for you. You will not find feminism or husband bashing here. Like and subscribe to my channel for feminism and husband bashing, and purposely getting triggered like a Tumblr special snowflake by looking at Tradwife blogs. There is something so innately feminine about doing the dishes. Caring for something delicate, cleaning it, making it perfect. It's so gentle, it's feminine. So is ironing clothes and polishing silverware. Oh, I've gone to a place on the internet. Oh, buddy, help me. Women, they don't make them like that anymore. They do, they just seem to be lost. Hashtag obedient wife, hashtag womanhood, hashtag man and wife, hashtag be a lady, hashtag house dress, hashtag homemaker, hashtag housewife, hashtag submissive wife, hashtag surrendered wife, hashtag happily submitted wife, heart emoji, hashtag happily submitted wife, no heart emoji, hashtag obey him, heart emoji, hashtag obey his rules, hashtag he leads, you follows, hashtag man leads, woman follows, hashtag hashtag take in hand, double heart emoji, hashtag domestic discipline, hashtag DD lifestyle, hashtag DD, hashtag CDD, hashtag Ted and Gracie, hashtag domestic lifestyle, hashtag domestic lifestyles, plural. Let's jump around to a few other tags. Okay, we got Tradblur. Yes, we have Tradblur. Traditional marriage. That's a good one. Take me to traditional marriage. Oh, Tumblr. You fucking hell sake. Well, let me click it. Okay. We're on, Hashtag Tradwife instead now? Yeah, okay. Real world is terrifying. Why couldn't I rather be a fairy princess locked in a secret tower, doing embroidery all day while waiting for my knight to come rescue me? Hashtag Tradwife, hashtag Tradfem. I love when Tradwives post photos and art from the 1950s and 60s and tell everyone, let's go back to this, hard eyes, or my blessed life, when 90% of the time it's just an advertisement for Wonder Bread or Ford. Like, ma'am, your propaganda only exists because corporations were trying to manipulate housewives for money. Maybe don't. That's interesting. I hadn't actually thought of that one. Quick question to my traditional feminine mutuals. Do you prefer to wear skirts or dresses? I used to wear dresses only, but recently I found that skirts made for a more womanly and grown-up silhouette. Also, it's versatile. I think I might have to redo my whole wardrobe. Does anyone else get nesting fever badly ever? Oh, I'm scared. Mom, come pick me up, I'm scared. I've never known what to call it, so that's just what I dubbed it myself, but it's like the desire to just decorate your living space or imagined and desired one. Okay, actually, never mind. I thought this was going to be about babies, but no, I relate to this one. I guess that's one thing I have in common with Tradwives. I love decorating my space. I am constantly begging everyone to drag me out of little ceramics stores and things like that because I love a little cozily shaped mug, and I love some cool art to put on my walls. I've always referred to that as like my goblin urge, you know? So I guess we all have different language for it. I call it my goblin urge. She calls it nesting fever. Do you think women belong to their husband? Thank you for the question. It's a complicated one though. Girl, it's not! Oh my god, buddy boy. There are Tradwives on Tumblr! They are absolutely thriving. I'm also taking a look at the Tradcath tag, which is short for Traditional Catholic, which also appeared on one of the Tumblr Blaze posts that blew up. I mean, this one appears to be a lot of satire and a lot of like more progressive Catholics kind of co-opting the tag to make fun of traditional Catholics. Although there is a post that unironically seems to be calling men to monastic life. It also seems to be a favorite tag of the blog Pope Francis Imagines. Can I request an imagine of Pope Francis taking the reader to Pride? You decide you want to bring your friend Francis to Pride someday over Lent. Though it might just be a fish deprivation flight of fancy, you start making plans. Can you do a leather flag Pope Francis pretty please? Of course I can, my fellow child in Christ. Not only are Tradwives definitely still thriving on Tumblr, but I can see why. I think that they're kind of a natural part of the Tumblr ecosystem. I'm gonna try not to go full conspiracy board. No, I'm gonna go full conspiracy board. Okay. One of the things that I absolutely love about Tumblr is that you can see, like, the way, you can see that the tags are so there right in front of you. You can see the way that people use tags and the way that certain tags overlap. You can really see how interconnected everything is. And we've always known that Tradwife Tumblr is very connected with cottagecore Tumblr and related tags like farmcore, grandmacore, cottagecore, cottage life, cottagecore, traditional aesthetic, grandmacore, homesteading, and then you get down to like cozy aesthetic, homemaker, traditional gender roles. So there you see that. Homesteading, tradblur, traditional gender roles, forest, cottage. Cottagecore is kind of this extremely idealized rural or farm life. Lots of cottages, lots of baking, lots of kind of maximalist interiors with lots of pillows and plants and lots of cute animals. Babies for some reason. Sorry, as I say babies, just trying to get my cat not to step on my computer. Fields and picnics and cute looking pies and mushrooms. Lots of cats. Really quite a surprising amount of cats in the cottagecore tag today. Those overlaps I feel like are quite common knowledge. That's something that I've mentioned in the past in multiple videos about how drama always seems to pop up in those tags eventually because cottagecore obviously appeals to a large queer audience, but it also appeals to a lot of tradwives. So when you have those people sharing tags, things can occur. Queer people's relationship to cottagecore is really fascinating to me, and it definitely relates back to like the lesbian separatists of the 1970s. This kind of fantasy desire to live an alternative life that would free us from society TM as queer people is not a new thing. It's a very old thing. And the insane popularity of cottagecore among queer people, among queer women especially, just really feels like a modern day echo of that to me. But on the other hand, cottagecore, it's this like colonial Eurocentric heavily gendered aesthetic. It's used as this queer escapism, but inherently, the implications of an aesthetic like that. Cottagecore is just such a fascinating case study to me because it's treated as though it fits in seamlessly with radical anti-capitalist queer people, but then also with very conservative tradwives. Like, that's so weird. A lot of the queer people that I've mentioned this to, that I've wanted to have conversations with about this, they tend to like cottagecore despite the extremely white, colonial, traditionally feminine overtones of it, and instead they're able to find aspects that do really resonate with them. However, the tradwives that I've seen tend to like cottagecore because of those specific features. They're especially fixated on the long flowy dresses and the women's beautiful long hair and the babies. So we all knew about the cottagecore overlap there. That's not shocking. However, what I've noticed is that a lot of these tags, these like traditional feminine trad femme kind of tags that I've been looking at, also have an overlap that I feel like, I mean, there's a variety of tags, but I feel like you can put them mostly under this umbrella of Coquette. The related tags within it, I would say, are like nymphette, dollette. There's this one called girl blogging, which is mostly focused around this like female manipulator aesthetic. I actually came across a lot of these tags when I was researching the Tumblr Sexy Man video, because there's a lot of overlap with them, with the Patrick Bateman fandom. Just don't ask at this point. Basically what I've gathered is that they worship Lana Del Rey as their god. They really like this innocent and hyper-feminine aesthetic in the same way as like tradwives and cottagecore kind of do, only they do it in like an overtly sexual way. And yeah, I know what you're thinking. With some of them there is some like, okay, I feel like I always hear YouTubers like, you can't say this word on YouTube anymore. This is the forbidden word, so I'm going to say something that sounds like it because I'm not allowed to say this word on YouTube because we live in 1984. But like, I feel like I don't usually police my speech on YouTube. It's like, pedophilia? I'm scared. Is Susan YouTube gonna crawl out of my walls? Am I gonna be killed? A lot of it does cross the line into like a very sexualized young girl aesthetic that has some implications that I don't like. So I'm in the Coquette tag. There also seems to be a Coquette core tag related to dollette, doll aesthetic. Dollette core nymphette. Once again, we have cute animals, lots of pink and white, lots of thin white women in flowy dresses. There's so much Lana Del Rey, a lot of actresses with this kind of similar look. There's definitely some Christian imagery going on here too. There's a lot of crosses and angels and churches that show up, but it's in a kind of like appropriated for edginess kind of way, more so than like an authentically religious way. They use crosses the way that I use crosses when I buy crosses from the church flea market to hang on my wall. Girl blogging has a lot of overlap with Coquette. You'll see a lot of posts tagged with both. However, girl blogging definitely on the whole skews edgier. It's very into this idea of the female manipulator. She's like the Joker, but for hot girls. The feminine urge to just... I'm trying to avoid some of the posts with like graphic blood and bruises. Little Miss Problematic Girl Blogger. I just had the most Lana Del Rey moment of my life. You people are making surreal memes by accident, because this is the kind of thing that would get passed around my side of Tumblr, that if this came across my dash, I would probably reblog this as like a haha fun, like that's a joke, right? That's funny. This is... I'm having a comedic experience looking at this image. Today I've broken out of my internet echo chamber, and I don't like it. Please send me back to the 20-something washed-up super hulock people. And now it feels like we are very far from where we started with tradwives and with cottagecore, but like, you see what I mean? How they're all kind of connected. They're all on a bit of a spectrum here. And the really crazy thing is I feel like I can even connect it back to this idea of like, this is, okay, conspiracy board. We're in full conspiracy board territory, so just follow me here. Follow my little red strings, okay? I feel like this connects back as well to like the idea of like the classic Tumblr girl almost. Because when you look within the Coquette aesthetic, and specifically the girl blogging tag, it's the romanticization of mental illness for me. I lived through the peak popularity of like indie music and John Green books and all that I Smoke to Die garbage. Like, I lived through the peak popularity of that on Tumblr. So the way these current communities idolize like these old movies like The Virgin Suicides, Girl Interrupted, Sweaty You Cannot Fool Me. I have seen this all before. Okay, there's one girl, and I remember there were many times when I would look at her and be like, Sweaty, you live like this? And yet, I let her convince me to watch Girl Interrupted. She was like, this is my favorite movie. This is the best movie. This movie is like so deep and touched my soul. And you have to watch this movie. It'll change your life. So I watched this movie, and she's like, oh my God, did it change your life? And I was like, girl, no, I didn't really like it. And I think she had a problem with me after that. Okay, so if I've got Coquette and girl blogging, I can connect the classic hipster Tumblr girl to them. And then if you look at the other side of things, I feel like you can take cottagecore, and there's a lot of overlap with that, and like goblin core and dirt core, and like crow core. And then from crow core, maybe you can even go to like plague core and clown core. Oh my god, it's the Tumblr ecosystem. Okay, printer paper. This is shipping labels. God damn it. Okay, I'm gonna blow your mind. I'm gonna tell you what it's about. You have your axis of 4. You probably can't see that. I'll probably make a version in Photoshop that's better, but okay. My handwriting is so bad, but I've cracked it. Okay. So, conservative to edgy is one spectrum. And then you have cishet to queer is another spectrum. And I feel like you can break them all down using this handy dandy graph. Cottagecore, I think, obviously it's inherently very cishet, but because it's been so opted by queer people, because it's been so co-opted by queer people, I'm going to put it right in the middle of those axes, but it's definitely more on the conservative side of the spectrum. Whereas, okay, Tradwives would be like way up here in the corner. Grandma core, would grandma core be more or less conservative than cottagecore? And would it be more queer? Because it's less focused on like young, beautiful, thin women gallivanting through fields in their long dresses. So grandma core in that way has more ability to be co-opted by queer people because it's more focused on like a presentation that isn't traditional young feminine women, but more, okay, so grandma core is more queer. Goblin core is obviously extremely queer and quite edgy, but not extremely edgy. Coquette, oh, that's we're getting edgy, and we're definitely getting cishet. And then girl blogging is even edgier and probably somehow even straighter. No, girl blogging has to be, maybe there's some room within girl blogging for a little experimentation. Girl blogging is very like, oh, fuck man, and I'm a female manipulator, but it's also like very much acknowledging that men are a huge part of your life and things that you think about, which I can't relate to personally. The Tumblr ecosystem. This can probably be tweaked. These aren't probably perfect, and I'm sure you could add many more tags to this, but this is my axis of the Tumblr ecosystem. The monolithic Tumblr girl that we once knew, I think, has splintered into so many subsets and so many kinds of Tumblr girls running around. The girls are very much on Tumblr, as well as the sort of girls and the former girls. I think Tradwives are weirdly a very natural outcome to all of this. Because everything on this chart, I think, is a reaction to the horrors of being a fab in this world that we live in, as well as the general horrors of the society that we live in. Tumblr is a place for exploring gender and outsider identities. Duh! That's like what Tumblr is! And I'm not saying the Tradwives are valid, they absolutely are not. I don't think I need to beat anyone over the head with that after the Roe v. Wade situation recently. Not to mention a lot of these blogs have aftertaste of white supremacy. I don't like them. And I mean, I don't like the Coquette community either. I don't like them. My only point here is that they turned out to be interconnected in quite fascinating ways. Alrighty then, friends. I think I've had a sufficiently insane experience. I think I'm satisfied to close the computer for today, but thank you so much for coming along on this journey with me. Oh, hi, Bingus. Bingus has come back to say goodbye. Bingus, would you like to say goodbye? Would you like to do my outro for me? Would you like to say thank you for watching my YouTube channel? Please like and subscribe and buy my merch.